and welcome to episode 3. I'm Jamie, and this is Carl.
Hello everyone, welcome back.
Yes, we got
We are
positive
here.
reviews on our last one. Thank you for watching us on our last
Yeah,
podcast. It was pretty shocking that we got actual them
we got
people,
quite a
but
bit of views, yeah. Well, for just starting out as well. I mean, which is quite impressive. I mean, it's happy just to know people want to watch and listen to us. I mean, we enjoyed doing these, and I was just before we started, I was getting a bit angsty to just start because I just love doing this. To be honest, it's like kind of like an outlet for me, because you always got a lot to say. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you, dude. You know when you just like been at home, well, because I work and I don't really have mates at work, and I want to just get it all out, and it's good to get it all out in a podcast
Yeah,
because it seems more professional when you get it all out in a podcast than you would
yeah,
say like
yeah.
you meet up with your friends, and you speak on the phone. You don't want to talk on the phone all the time on the phone because you're gonna meet your mates anyway, aren't you? And then you put out topics what to say, don't you? It's like, hey man, hey, we just spoke about an hour on the phone. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. We already did it. That kind of thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I was getting a bit worried because I was obviously before we started recording, we started talking about some interesting things, which we can bring up now if you want. But I was like worried because I didn't want to like waste all our topics on like a 10-minute
Oh yeah, the
conversation, or
thing
we've
that
got
I
to have
want
like an
to
hour
the
conversation.
thing that I want to bring up is the thing that I want to bring up is there's a couple of things I want to bring up as well. There's a couple of things. There's a
Yeah,
couple. Well, first one is do you know when people are got the Dark Souls, the early version? Is that the
yeah.
full version that we're getting, or was that just because people say that's not the full version until the game comes out?
No, no, I think it is the full version. They're only allowed to stream up to a point or record videos
Oh
up to a
right, I
point.
see. Because
That's
I
the
watched a
thing.
couple of people that I follow, and it cut off and it's come back after like a while, going, it wasn't now I'm doing anymore. So I didn't know if it was the video or it was the game.
Yeah.
You know, guys out there who do that, I think Khan is
Yeah.
right about that. I just wanted to clarify that, because I watch a lot of people do it because I like to watch not the whole gameplay but the boss fights, not bosses I've got to come up against because I'm not
Mm.
very good at fighting bosses on games. I'm lame on bosses, guys. I'm lame. I'm really lame at bosses, but Carl's really good at fighting bosses, and I'm not very good. I just die
Oh,
all the
right.
time.
I wouldn't say I'm that good. I mean, like, I just have more experience with this type of gaming.
Yeah, you do.
Got something
Yeah.
wrong with my throat. Hang on, let me have a water. Where's me water? Where's me water? Oh shit, I've lost my water. There it is. But yeah, I was having a weird day today because I woke up really early, and I usually wake up early, but the thing was I woke up early and I just felt like really sick. I don't know what it was. You know when you wake up and you kind of just feel like drained, even though you've been sleeping, so you should feel
I
reinvigorated,
felt like
but you
that when I
just
was at
feel
my
really
mates when their
shit.
kids woke me up and her son stomped on my face with his shoe, waking me up. That's the first thing I woke up with is a bang on my face. Yeah, I was like, "What time is it?" I looked at the time. I was like, "It's 8 o'clock." I thought, "Well, I've been up here till
Mm,
4 or 5 o'clock, watching wrestling with my best mates because it was his birthday, and he paid for pay per
yeah,
view because his birthday's a day after WrestleMania, and we're watching WrestleMania and WrestleMania. I love wrestling, guys. I know I'm a 28-year-old man and I still love wrestling. I watch it every week at my mates, the
bro. There's
Raw.
people that are in like fucking like way older than you.
Yeah, I
Hello,
know.
Vida. Welcome to the podcast that we are doing. Hope
I
you
really
enjoy.
like, I really, really, really
Yeah,
like how wrestling's got really good. If you want to watch wrestling, right, there's a really good channel, Carl, that you should watch called The Divas, right? It's a diva channel where you see the divas, how they live, where they live, and the houses are
yeah.
massive, mate. They're massive, mate, and it's called The
Oh,
Divas. It's
there's
called The
loads.
Divas.
Well, yeah, there's a Let's Play channel, isn't there, by a bunch of wrestlers that play up, up, down, down. They're a bunch of wrestlers that play video games.
Yeah, oh, are they? Oh, right, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
can
have to have
check
a
them
look at
out
that.
sometime. But yeah, I wanted to have like a main fucking hell, my throat's so fucking an overarching topic we could do today, and I wanted to talk about like the weirdest moments, like our top 5 weirdest moments.
Okay
Yeah,
then,
thanks for
yes.
watching. Yeah, so I thought I'll start off with one of my weirdest moments, or one of my most embarrassing moments the other day. I think this was like a while back, but I still do it from time to time. But it's really funny, like, you know when you're a kid and you used to have like this favourite toy of yours, you used to love it or something like that, you know, you used to always play with it, you used to always have it, it was like one of your favourite toys, you know? You ever have a toy like that?
Um, well, I did, and I didn't really, because I was always bullied when I was a kid by my brother, and
Yeah.
and my toys used to get broken and smashed, because I used to go, this toy wants
Mm.
fixing, and then it'll come back with its head off or its legs off, and I was really tortured when I was a little kid, because I didn't have a favourite toy, but because I knew if I liked this toy,
Yeah.
my brother would take it off me and break it. But carry on.
Mm. Yeah, this is yeah, Dub. This is pretty much story time, the podcast. But yeah, I used to have this toy, and a while back, I remember I used to play with it all the time. It was like this little Tigger, you know, from Winnie the Pooh. It was like this little tiny Tigger, and it came from this McDonald's Happy Meal box, and I remember getting it, and I remember this is really cool. I love it, and I remember I used to play it all the time. Like like I can't remember how old I was. I think I was like about 10. I can't remember when they started doing their deals, but I remember I used to play with this toy every single day, every day. You know, I used to bring it to primary school as well. I used to bring it to primary school. I used to show my friends, and they'd all be like, "Yeah, what a car! It's just a fucking Tigger." But I used to be madly in love with this toy because I used to play Kung Fu with it. I used to get like these other little teddies that I used to have, like little tiny teddies, and I used to fight them because I was really into like martial art movies, and I used to watch like Bruce Lee and stuff like that, and I used to practice what I saw in the movies on the dolls, on the little toys. And it got to a point where I was so madly in love. I used to get a sewing kit and used to like make outfits for my favorite toy, and it was so crazy. But the point of this, what I'm saying is that the other day I found it. I literally was looking in my cupboard, and I found it, and I remember holding it. And before I knew it, I just spent 10 minutes playing with the toy again, and I'm like 19 years old. Yeah, I spent 10 minutes playing with this toy that I had when I was a kid, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? I'm nearly an adult, pretty much. I shouldn't be playing with this little toy that I found, but I just couldn't help it. And I remember and I found all the other ones as well, and I was like fighting them again like I used to, you know. And it was just like this embarrassing thing to me. You know, it was like, why did I do that?
Thanks for a
But I
subscriber.
didn't
Thanks for
want
the
to stop.
subscribe. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt your car, but I got a subscriber on my on our podcast YouTube video. Some girl. Big shout out. What's her name? Let's just bring her up here for a moment. Sorry to interrupt you, Carl, but this is something that I'm
Don't
really.
say her full name, just
Her
like
name's
her real name.
her name's Claudia. Claudia Nightweb has just subscribed to me on
That might
on.
be my girlfriend because my girlfriend's name's Claudia.
Yes, it might be actually. Yes. She's got
Might
videos
be
on her
girl.
YouTube about ponies.
Yeah, she loves horses and stuff like that.
Yes, it's probably her. Yeah, subscribe to me. Yes. Hi to your girlfriend. Hi to your girlfriend, Claudia. Hi.
Hello,
I didn't know it was her
mate.
because I got an email and I thought, who's this? Thanks,
Yeah.
Carl, for that. Yeah, I just want to say shout out. Thank you for subscribing to us. Thank you very much. Carry on,
She
Carl.
watches the podcast. Don't think she watches them live though. But yeah, I always found it funny because I was like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just playing with this toy, and I was like, I'm 19 and I'm playing with this little tiny Tigger. And the funny thing about this little Tigger is that it's so old that bits of the fabric have like just fallen off. Like the nose has been bitten off, the hands have kind of been bitten off, and you know, like the tail and the fluff's coming out. And it was like this old toy that I found that I just couldn't resist playing with it again. You know, I had to play with it again, and it was just like this thing where I just was madly in love, and I felt like a kid again. It was like, I guess it's not embarrassing to other people, but it is to me because I just remembered how much I love this, and I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm nearly 20 years old, you know.
Yes,
I'm 20 in
yes,
like 3
you're
months.
getting old.
I'm getting old. Well, I'm not
Not as
really
old
getting
as
old,
me,
am
because
I?
I'm getting nearly 30.
You're only 30 years, but Yeah, I mean, I've known you for like 5 years now, haven't I?
We've known
No,
each other for a
six
very
now,
long time
actually.
now, and I'm very
Yeah,
glad that I've
six
met you
years.
actually, because you've been a friend to me, that somebody that I'd
Yeah.
always want to talk to if I got a problem, and you know
Yeah, same.
you're really mature as well. Like, you're sometimes more mature than
Mm.
I am, because sometimes I think things in my head and I thought, okay, let's have Carl's opinion on something because I like your opinion and I value your opinion, and
Mm.
sometimes you always have the right thing to say. I'm like, oh, okay then. Yeah, I feel better now after telling you about something because it makes me
This is
feel
sounding like a
better.
love confession. You're about to confess your love to me.
Yes, your love. Yes, I want to do things to you, Carl. Yes,
Well,
get on my bed.
you've seen my dick.
I did
Should we tell the story? Should I
um,
tell the story?
oh my, yes, you tell the story. Yes, I don't.
I'll tell the story because it is basically it's my story, but it's both of our stories. How it basically
And I'll tell you
combined.
my side
But
of it
yeah,
after you.
I remember you used to have this friend. Let's call her Mary. Let's call her Mary. That's not a real name.
Let's not use
Okay,
her
yeah,
real
so
name. Let's not use her real name
yeah,
because
this her
she
name's
might have a
Mary.
look
We'll
at
call her
this.
Mary. We'll call her Mary. Her fake name, Mary. Yeah. So you used to have this friend called Mary, and I remember you used to talk about how annoying she was all the time, and you still do now and then. But it was like she used to be really annoying, and I was like, okay, I want to talk to this girl because I remember you used to saying she was a bit of floozy and stuff like that. So I was like, this intrigues me. So I was going to talk to this girl, and she's a bit older than me, but that doesn't matter to me. And she was like, she was talking to me and stuff like that. And I started talking to her actually, yeah. And we started chatting, and I was telling you what she was, and she was like, you was gonna come down and visit me at one point, and and because we started chatting, she wanted to come, you know, because I don't know if she'd like taken a liking to me or if she was just like interested in coming to London or whatever. And she was like, and I was like,
There's a
I don't
thing
know if
that
I
I'll
want
tell
to
you on
come
another
here.
podcast why she wanted to come down. It's a thing that I'm not going to say in the podcast for personal reasons.
Oh, okay, so you tell me later. But yeah, she was like just constantly like wanting to come down. I was kept telling you to tell her no, she couldn't come, she can't come. She was like, no, I want to come, I want to come. Because the thing is, if you guys don't know, is that me and Jamie, we live quite far from each other. We have met in person, but we live quite far. Because I live in like the city of, well, near the city of London, and he lives in like in the countryside. I won't say where. That's up to you if you want to reveal that.
The
But
East Midlands.
yeah, yeah, in the East
In the,
Midlands,
in
around
the
there.
middle of England. Right back smack in the whole of England.
Yeah, God, I remember when I was like traveling to you. Anyway, look, anyway, one story at a time. But yeah, I remember I was yeah, she kept like harassing me because she at one point because she was like, I want to see you, I want to see you, I want to come and see you, and I was like, I don't know, no, you know, because I don't. To be honest, I barely know you, and I was only trying to talk dirty with you, and she said, and it got to, and then she left it for a while, and then we didn't talk for a bit, and then we started talking again, just randomly, and as we were talking, we started flirting again, and she was talking about this guy she had an interest in, and you have to remember I was quite young. I was about, I don't know, like 16, 17, was it?
Um, you were 17 going on 18.
Yeah, I was about 17, 18. So I had this like sort of ego about me, you know, kind of thing. Like I knew I know I'm a good-looking guy, and I know I like to brag about it for a little bit. But the one thing I didn't like, and I still don't like it, is being challenged by another guy, especially when it comes to a girl that I like. It annoys me because of things. It's because it's like I've had this experience in my past where it was like I've been interested in a girl, and the girl has gone with this other guy, even though I know that I'm like kind of better in every way, not in an egotistical way, but you know, like you meet this scummy piece of shit, you know, like the kind of guy that does drugs, he doesn't give a shit about his life, he's horrible to people and stuff like that, but the girl still goes with them for like weird reasons, and it really annoys me. But yeah, I was talking to Mary, and she was talking about this guy, and she was like bragging about how he had this like big dick and stuff like that. And this set me off. I was like, oh, yeah? Is that how it is then? And I remember I said, well, I think I'm bigger. And I don't know why I did it. And I don't know, I just bullshit. I just had this ego about me where I was just like, I do not want to get beaten by a guy I think I'm superior to. I kind of don't do that now, but I kind of still kind of don't like being compared. But yeah, I remember I was like, I'm going to send this girl a dick pic, and I'm going to impress her, and I did. So
And she did tell me that she did tell me that it was pretty. She said, "Oh, it's pretty big to be fair."
Yeah.
And her boyfriend, let's call him Mark. Let's call her boyfriend Mark, yeah. Her
Yeah.
boyfriend Mark, kind of someone who kind of thinks that he upsets me because he's the reason why me and her don't talk. He's the reason why me and her don't talk much anymore because
Yeah.
he gets very jealous. And he shout and as soon as you sent that and he looked at it, he spoke to me quietly and said, what's going on with your mate then? And I went, what? This is before I knew what was going that they sent it. Right? I was like, I don't know. And he goes, well, you better sort him out, yeah. I was like, what do you mean? And he said, oh, because he's sending pictures to my girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. What pictures?
The thing was though, she asked for it. She asked for the picture. You know, to be honest, I wasn't really gonna do it until she was like, "Go on, then send it." You know.
Oh, right, because she never told me about that.
like,
She told me that you just sent it anyway.
No, I didn't. Yeah, because she was like, because she was making like saying this about her boyfriend, and I was like, "Well, no, I think I'm bigger. I'm gonna prove to you I'm bigger." You know, kind of thing, like an asshole. And you know, she was like, "Well, go on, then send the picture." And I said, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you really want me to?" I was making sure I'm not an arsehole. And I like the way it said, "I'm an arsehole," and then I'm like, "I'm not an arsehole." But anyway, she was like, "Yeah, go on then."
Making
do
it sound good here.
So I was like, I did it. So I did it. And she was impressed. She was bragging about it, you know, and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm sorry, Dub. Not all of my stories involve my dick. Seriously, it's not true. But yeah, I remember I sent it and she was like, yeah, well, yeah. She'd do the classic, wow, impressive kind of stuff, you know. Even whether she meant it or not, I don't know. But it was like, it got to the point, you know, obviously her boyfriend saw it, and then 80% do, probably. You're probably right, Dan. You're probably right.
After that, I knew you sent
Point
that.
where Jamie has, yeah.
I'll tell you the story after what happened there because this is my version. What happened after that? As I just said, he spoke to me about it, wasn't happy about it, took me aside. I didn't know what was going on. Told me to sort him out, and then she told me about wanting to come down, and I was being like, I'll be over nice someone. I don't just go, hey, you can't come down. I said to her, you got to ask Carl if you can come down and all this. So we had this conversation about it, and then it never got talked about anymore. Because I think what it was is that she got rid of you, or did you get rid of her?
I think I got rid of her because I felt like I kind of felt bad for sending the picture, and I just didn't want her hassling me anymore about coming down. But tell the point where she showed you the picture.
Oh, all right. I was sitting down and I was having dinner, and she was going through her phone, and I pointed out to her because this is when we were drunk, kids, really drunk out of our heads, yeah. We just came back from clubbing, and she was out of her head, and she'd just been, well, I know it sounds disgusting, but she'd just been sick outside, right, trying to talk to this man, going, hello, like that. This is trying to say hello, or she's been sick, right? This man is walking past. All this man did to her, go, are you okay, love? And because I had a six-pack, you know, because I had one of them tops where you can see a six-pack through his top, yeah. So, oh, don't go. Well, of course, going to run off someone's been sick like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're walking down the street, yeah, and she had a phone out, and I said to her, oh, who's that dick picture? And she said, oh, it's your mate's picture. I was like, oh, okay.
It was just so weird because I remember like. Because the way I found out that you had seen it, we were in a party with our friend Anthony, weren't we? And
yes.
We were talking about Mary, and I think you randomly said to me, she said, "Oh yeah, I saw that dick pic you sent." And I was like, "Wait, what? What?" Because
yes.
you guys don't know, Jamie's actually he's gay, so
yes.
that's kind of what confused me. Because I knew what he was going to say about it was going to be an honest opinion, and then he was just like, pretty good, and I was like, Jesus, Jamie.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
It
I mean, I admit it's bigger than mine, but it ain't like that.
Not really. He was like, we're around the same size, aren't we, or something like
We
that.
are, we are, yes, we are, yes,
That's the
yes, we are.
awkward thing. We won't say our exact sizes, but that's how we found out we were around the same size. It was like this kind of like bonding friendship moment, but kind of awkward and weird at the same time. You know?
Yes,
It was like,
because Anthony didn't really like say he went dead quiet on the subject. He went dead quiet when we were speaking. He went dead quiet.
yeah, because Anthony's like, because he had told us what size he was before, that wasn't he? Didn't
Yes.
he? Sorry.
No, I told you
So he was
first,
like,
then you told me.
Yeah, he told you first, and then he told me, and then was you ragging on at me to tell him mine. And obviously, I didn't want to because I'm not gay, and I'm not going to randomly go up to people and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm this big or I'm this size or whatever." And he was like, he had this sort of like thing where he was like, I am this big, I'm this big, you know, I'm this big. He's like, "What are you? What are you?" And I didn't want to tell him because for two reasons. One, as I said, I'm not gay, and two, I didn't think he would like either believe me because we're both bigger than him, you know. And
But
it was like
the thing is, with that, right, the thing is with that, right, just to point it out, right, Anthony's a friend of ours that has Xbox One, because I have Xbox One as well, and I talk to him on there as well, but not as much as I talk to Carl, because obviously he's someone who likes to play games with people who've got the same game as him, so he plays people, because he buys newer games than I do, because I don't get as much money.
He streams a lot as well, doesn't he? He
Yes.
streams like the newest games. He's got quite a bit of following. You know, we're just starting out, but it was like, the funny thing was, I think, as well, is like, he was like, he had this sort of like thing about him where he was like, "Oh, tell me," and because in that the moment we both found out each other's sizes, he found out ours as well, and that's why he was always so quiet, because he was just like that.
Oh, and also when he spoke to me about when we met up.
Dub. I bet you do.
Tell me about when you met up, when you met him, and you met each other, and you know all them stories you told us when you met up. Went to your house, and you know, and all them.
Oh yeah, because he came around mine, didn't he? He came just because he was doing a course at my college, because he lives in Kent, and he had come down to London to do a course. I say London because I don't want to say exactly where I am, because it's quite a noticeable area.
Yeah, mine is as well, so I'm not going to stay out on the
Neither
podcast.
have I, Dub. Neither have I. Neither is Jamie, apparently.
What's that?
Sorry,
What's
someone
that?
said, "Oh, Dub, he's in my chat. He's a friend of friend of mine."
Ah, cool.
But
Man.
yeah, it was like he had come down there, and I remember he was at my college, and we'd broken up at the college, so that's why they were doing courses there, you know. And I remember going there, and I absolutely hated my teacher there. Seriously, like, because I'm doing childcare, and I love childcare. I love, you know, I want to go into that field. I want to like take care of kids and
Have a
give them
baby.
a nice bright future. No, not have a baby yet, man. But
I know what you mean, but I meant in the future.
Yeah, because the reason why let me tell the story, and then I'll tell the reason why I want to go into childcare. But I remember it was like I went into the you know, college, and I was under construction. I remember seeing my teacher, because she was a right cunt. I had two teachers, yeah. I had a male teacher who was gay, and I had a female teacher who was a bitch. So the worst combination, you know. And I remember once I had this, I still have this thing, but I had this like problem with my head. I got like, not inside my brain or anything like that. I mean, like, I've got like this sort of like hair dye reaction, which is like burnt into my head, and it's left some sort of like psoriasis. It's gone. It's very limited now, but like once I, you know, use this cream and I get rid of it, stuff like that. But the point I was trying to make is that one day I'd gone into class, and I had to cut my hair really short, like sort of like skinhead level. And I remember I had to rub this cream into my head, and it cleared up because I've done it. But as my hair was growing back, I remember my gay teacher walked up to me, and guess what the fuck I said? You know, while I was visiting Anthony, you know, to pick him up from college, he goes, "Oh my God, Carl," because he hadn't seen you with barely any hair before, because I used to have really long, fringy emo hair, you know.
Emo boy.
But yeah, even when he said, "Oh my God, Carl, do you have leukemia?" like, and you know what, leukemia is a type of cancer, and I was like really, really confused because I didn't know if he was like, do I take this as a joke or do I actually get offended here? You know what I mean? And I didn't know what to do, so I was like, yeah, no, no. And he just went, oh, okay, cool. See you later. And I'm like, you fucking... And I remember, like, one person was next to me and he was like, did he really just say that? And I'm like, I guess so. You know, I didn't know what to do. And it was like...
Teachers are dumb at college. They're dumb around your area, apparently.
Yeah, it was like, it was one of the weirdest things. And I remember just like having then to wait like nearly an hour for Anthony. Because I was like waiting for him and it was like just weirdest thing. But I was like, it boggled my mind because it's like, it was one of those moments where you like, see, I used to be really angry when I was younger. When I was in school, I used to get bullied a lot.
Anger management.
I wasn't one of those like pushovers. I used to get loads of fights because obviously my parents always said to me, look, if anyone picks on you, fighting back. No matter who it is, what it is, fighting back. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I did that. And like, I had like, as I was younger, I'd got into loads of fights in school. And this, like, ever since primary school, you know, just fight till I was in like college. And then I got into few fights and then I had to get out of college and then I came back to college because I wanted to actually do something. And it got to a point, because I'd done all that fighting when I was younger, I'd kind of like gotten all the angry out of me, you know. Like, I still get angry, but I don't get physical or violent because it's kind of like I've got it all out of me. I don't like it. I don't like hurting people. And it got to a point where I kind of had a flashback to a younger me, and I'd like, if I said that to you, like when I was like 16 or like 15, I would have kicked the living shit out of him, you know? And it was like this weird moment in my life, like where I had a flashback for the first time. Because, you know, like I never have flashbacks about my past. Sometimes I think back on it and I go, yeah, that was a horrible time, but I'm past it, you know? But this was the first time I had a flashback and I remember what it was like to be that old me that used to be really angry and violent and hated getting bullied and just got into loads of fights, and it was like, oh my god, I want to hit this guy. I really want to hit him. But it only came to me when he had gone. And I remember sitting there an hour waiting for Anthony, just going, fucking want to hit him, I want to kill him, I want to fucking destroy him. And it was like, oh... As soon as I saw Anthony, though, I forgot all about it, and it was like this brief moment where I was like, wow, I literally just turned into the person I used to be, you know? It was one of those awkward moments for me. So yeah, I guess that would be my second most awkward moment. The first one being my teddy bear one, and the second one being that one. But I've told two of mine. What's one of your most awkward moments?
Well, I have loads of awkward moments. Well, basically, I had an awkward moment where, well, it was going back to college where it was awkward for me because, as I told the story, as I was at college and I was sitting with Patrick and all these people at school, and I sat with this kid, right, and then he comes up to us, he comes up to me, and I was sitting down and I was doing my work, and he says to me, oh, guess what I did in the toilet? And I said, what is it? And it was awkward for me because I got really embarrassed because people thought that me and him go to the toilets and wank together in there and talk about girls, and
the kid that masturbated in the toilets, wasn't it? This is the guy that
his name's Luke Takashi, right? He's Polish, right? And the thing was, right, he came back from yes, that's his real name. The thing was, right, he came back, right, and sat down next to me, and he had this smiley grin on his face. I said, what did you do? And because he said to me, oh, guess what I did in the toilet? I went, what, had a shit? And he goes, no, I had a wank in there. And he thought it was funny, and he thinks that all guys do that. And I said, no, I don't do that, mate. And there was a teacher, right, because she knew my mum, the helper knew my mum, because she's worked with my mum at the care home. And she came next to me and goes, she knew I was was feeling really awkward because everyone was laughing and going, "Oh, you both do it, you know." And I was like, "I don't do that." And he goes, "Well, why did he tell you about the wanking then? Are you gonna go to the toilet next? Because you seem to go to the toilet after him." I was like, "Do I?" And then because some we both got the same bladder issues apparently. We both go to the toilet one after the other or something. And they thought there was some people had this thing where they thought something was going on or something because they thought I will probably doing something. And he bragged about it all the time, like, "Oh, I did a wanking there." And I told the teacher, and I thought this is kind of odd because I don't like this kind of thing. And he got upset with me because he was all a bit about like I'm bullying him. But I told him, I don't think that it's appropriate that you're doing this kind of thing. And he told the teacher I was bullying him. And he told the teacher, "I don't do that. I don't do that." So I got sent home for telling him, "Don't tell me these sort of things and all that." And they thought I was bullying him because he's got problems, because he's got disabilities and that. And then the next day, right, he didn't sit next to me, and I thought, why aren't you sitting next to her? Because we were put in the same group, like the group thing, the group activity that we were doing, and he said that, "Oh, I don't want to sit next to you because you might turn me gay." And I was put in a class, which is full of people who had problems worse than I did, and I shouldn't have been put in there because there was a guy called Craig had this problem by tapping the keys on the keyboard really, really fast, and people used to make him do it all the time. And it wasn't a normal class, and I was probably the only normal one in there. And I just felt awkward, and that was one of my awkward moments. I felt so embarrassed that people thought that I wank in the toilets. And I can say now, guys, I don't do that. That was one of my awkward moments. I got really.
Why would you? I mean, like, seriously. I mean, when you're at school, how would you even get in the mood? You know what I mean? I know sometimes you get those no reason boners. Everyone gets a no reason boner now and then. Like, I actually can tell you a funny story about a no reason boner. But yeah, everyone gets them, and it was like, it's kind of like but you don't feel the urge. You know what I mean? You just get the.
I just don't get why he came up to me, and then he got me expelled.
Why did he tell you that? It's like, that is just so weird. It's like, I mean, like, I had a friend do that to me once. He wasn't as bad as yours, but. Because he didn't really do it. We know he didn't really do it. He was like kind of like trying to pretend he did. I'll actually tell you about this guy. He's quite hilarious, actually. He's this kid that used to go to my school.
No, yeah. I mean, I think you were in the same boat as me at college in your school, because when I was at college, I just got put in this weird class where people just weird. The teacher goes to me, "Oh, take your shoes off." I thought, why am I taking my shoes off? This weird. I was taking the shoes off, and they go, "Right then, you got to guess what shoes."
There is a reason, Dad. I guess. Yeah,
guess which shoes are whose, guess which shoes are these. And I was like, I don't want to guess which shoes are whose. So I walked out the class, and I said quiet to the teacher, "Look, I don't feel comfortable doing this." And she goes, "Oh, you got to do it, it's part of the course." I was like, hell, I was doing a healthy eating course where you do a bit of maths and English, and you do like a bit of fitness. I was doing a healthy eating course, and the thing was, right, there was these kids, right, where they have these faults, and I'm sort of person who doesn't go up to someone and go, "Oh, you got faults, but when I know it's a fault where I'm trying to benefit them, because you shouldn't be doing it because it's a problem, because you can do it in your own time, right, and I try and give these people fault. They thought I was bullying, going, "Oh, it's bullying me because I do this sort of thing." And it's like, I'm not bullying you, I'm just telling you, it's a bit weird you doing this sort of thing. And the teacher was like, "Oh, you can't tell these people because they've got problems, they can't help it." And you clearly can tell they can help it, because Luke just had this grin on his face, where I got another awkward moment to tell you, right. I was in the classroom, right, full of people, right, and we were doing maths, right.
Is this your awkward second one?
Yes, my awkward second one, right. And
your second awkward story. Then we can go back.
This is the second awkward story, right. We were sitting in the classroom, right. I'm sitting in the classroom, right, and it just upset me because I brought in this like bag into school, right, and this kid was all a bit like showing me up. The teacher was showing me up. She was like, "Do you know that you've got like this bag?" And it's like, "Yeah," and it's like a man's purse bag, that I've got, because I told the teacher that And the teacher didn't know I was gay, and she was like, at first she was all like, you don't supposed to have this bag, man. It's for girls. And I thought it ain't for girls, and she goes, yeah, it is. It's got a girl's make on. It's like they make them for gay men as well. You don't. And she got the bag off me and showed it to the girls.
We'll see you in a minute, man. We're gonna be streaming for like about maybe an hour, 15 minutes, usual. I don't know how long really. We usually go to about an hour. But if we're still on by the time you come back, it'll be cool to see you, man.
But that's
we
not
are
awkward
going to upload
moment.
these to YouTube anyway.
She looked at me, made me feel really embarrassed because I didn't want the whole class to look, you know, at this bag, because I didn't bring it in for show and tell. I just brought it in because he needs to carry my books in, he needs to carry my pencils in, so he needs to carry what in, and then. The kid that I really don't get on with is Luke, right? He had this grin on his face going, you're a girl, you have a girl bag, man, you're a girl, man. I was like, and it really pissed me off. And then when I knew that I couldn't challenge him about it, because I knew I'd get suspended again. And I just felt really awkward, because teachers shouldn't do that, should they? Shouldn't take things off you and go, hey girls, do you think this is like a girls or thingy bag? Because she thought she was trying to make it feel less awkward, because she knew that everybody else in the corridor was laughing at me about it, you know what I mean? So she thought she was doing the right thing by lifting the bag up from the floor and go, hey people, you shouldn't laugh about this bag, man. I thought, please don't do this. I'm embarrassed enough as it is, mate. You know, having to, you know, people laughing about me with this bag. You know, I wasn't embarrassed, but I was felt a bit awkward because people were talking about it, and I thought, why talk about this bag, man? You know, and I felt really bad, and then it's like, oh, people shouldn't bully you about this back and forth. Why I told the whole class, you know, she thought, that I had problems, really badly, so she thought she was doing that to help me feel better. And I kept telling the teacher, look, I don't have problems really badly, you know. I know I struggle with maths and English a little bit, but I'm not, you know, I don't have bad learning disabilities, you know. And she kept treating me like I was like one of them, like, you know, like talking to me like with a, no, as you do when someone's got a problem, they've got a disability, you know, and they go to you and go, talk to you in a special way because you've got a problem, going, hello, hi, how are you today? That sort of thing.
That is so condescending, you know. It's fucking condescending tone, like, oh, don't worry, I'm here to help you. It's like, I don't need your fucking help, you
the help. Do you know what upset me as well, right? This is a second moment as well, in the same day as well, right? I needed the helper to help me, right? Luke said to me, right, I needed someone to help me, because I did a bit of IT in this course, because we had to do coding, right? And this is the helper who's really clever at coding, right? I need to know how to code this to make a website. We're making websites, right? I went to the helper. I said, can you help me with this? I'm really stuck here. I don't know how to code this, and I forgot what you told me, right? And she goes, I can't help you. I'm helping him. And Luke gave me this grin on his face, this happy grin, going, ha ha, she's helping me, not you. Ha ha.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah. And he kept going, I'm sorry, she's helping me, but he's just doing it on purpose, that grin, right? And I sat back down, feeling really, really upset, because I was sat in there, I didn't do my work, teacher told me off, and I said to the teacher, she did the whole work for you, Luke, and she goes, yeah, but I didn't know what I'm doing, but she did your work for you for the whole entire lesson, the whole thing, mate. You have her with you, sitting next to you, doing the whole work for you. When I challenged him about this, he went to the teacher and said, I'm bullying. How is that bullying when trying to tell someone that you're letting the teacher do the help, because I had the classroom assistant helper, it was, right, to do the work for you, right? That's my awkward. That's my awkward second moment where the helper goes to the whole class, and says to the whole class, what I said to her, if you want me to help you, just come and help me. But she told the whole classroom that if I'm struggling, students gotta help me because I'm struggling and I need more help because I'm not very good on computers, on coding, how to do websites. And I felt really embarrassed because they shouldn't ridicule me and tell people what I'm struggling with. And I felt really embarrassed. I stood up and went, I'd walked out of the classroom because I felt embarrassed because I didn't want people knowing my faults, you know. And she came.
Yeah, this is the same person, isn't it? This is Wank Boy.
Yes, and what I'm trying to get at is, right, people, I'm a live stream, I'm not trying to call myself a bully or anything like that, I was just trying to get people to realise that when you try and tell someone that they've got faults, don't go upset and go, you're bullying me, because I wasn't bullying, I was just trying to say to the person, you know, you can't do these things, there's a place and time for these sort of things, you know, and when you're hogging the helpers when you need help, that's not a nice thing to do. You're bullying you're bullying, but you're doing it in a snidey bullying way. You know what I mean? And when you try and challenge that person, it upsets me because I'm a fair guy, Carl, where I do this 50-50. You know, I let you do it 50% of the time, and I let me do it 50% of the time. I don't hog the helper, you know, because I'm not like that. Because he used to do it every week, right? I used to struggle with computers, and you used to have that helper assistant help him all the time, do all the work. When I had the classroom, I had the Chinese classroom assistant to work with me, right?
Let's the thing is, the funny thing I always find about that story is that he really reminds me of that kid who used to date that Down syndrome girl. I know you know who he is, so we're gonna call him Jimmy. Jimmy.
Oh, him! Whose mum asked me to motivate him to brush his teeth because he doesn't brush his teeth.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Jimmy. Let me tell you about Jimmy to the podcast. Jimmy was this guy, that's not his real name, by the way. Jimmy was this guy, a kid. Yeah, because what the thing is, I used to go to this school for kids with autism. I don't have autism personally.
I do. I have autism and Asperger's, but very mild. Just let you know, podcast.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, but the thing was that Jimmy was this autistic kid. He wasn't like visually or, you know, the type you could tell, but he was like this autistic kind of kid. And he was like the two Jimmys. There were two Jimmys, and he was the less popular Jimmy, and there was a more popular Jimmy. And the thing was, they were the only two kids called Jimmy in the school, and so they became best friends. But it got to a point one day where they broke up. You know, they weren't friends anymore. And it came this weird contest throughout the whole school, where Jimmy 1 and Jimmy 2 would like battle it out to see who could like become more popular. But the things they would do, well, with Jimmy 1, who's the smaller Jimmy, I'm going to call him Jimmy Small and Jimmy Big. Jimmy Big's the popular one.
Or you can call him Little and Large. Little and Large.
No, let's just call him Jimmy Small, because Jimmy Small was this weird, like he used to do these things. Like one day he realised he isn't popular. No one likes him. No one doesn't, because he used to do this random shit. Like
that played Call of Duty.
The reason why, yeah, he used to like act out Call of Duty in real life, kind of thing. Like,
and you had to play with him, didn't you? You told me once.
He used to make tinfoil helmets and like sort of like use sticks as guns. And he would just like run around pretending he was real life Call of Duty. And this kid, I didn't want to pick on him. I never picked on him. But he was like this guy, and he was like running around. He's like, Call of Duty, man. Like, Call of Duty.
He was Sergeant Johnson, wasn't he? Something like that.
And Jimmy was this small. Jimmy was just this crazy kid. And what he would do, he would do anything to get popular. And I remember one day what he did. He got this girlfriend, you know, she was this really Down syndrome girl, like really Down syndrome, like she was visually, and she was just like this heavily Down syndrome girl. And like what he did was he went to this tree with this girl, and he started finger banging her. You know, he just randomly started fingering her. And he was like kissing her, and he was just doing all this gross shit behind this big fucking tree in the playground. Now, when I say big tree, this tree was fucking huge. I mean, like, big bloody tree. You could hide a band behind it. It was that big of a tree. And so everyone used to go there when they would do dirty stuff. And he got caught out, you know? And like, but the thing was, he got popular from it. But not in the way he wanted, but he kind of got more popular than Jimmy Big. Because Jimmy Big was like, Jimmy Big was autistic, but bear in mind. Like, Jimmy Big was this like guy who had this speech impediment. He used to like talk really funny. And he used to say this word all the time, like, I can't remember what it was, I'll remember in a minute. But he used to say this word all the time, and everyone used to like kind of like find it funny, because he'd always say this word with his speech impediment, you know. That's problematic, I think he used to say, or something like that. But he used to say it in his speech impediment, like that. I don't mean to take the mick, but I have to do it that way so you understand why we all loved him. Because we all liked Jamie Big. We all liked him. You know, we would never take the mick out of him. It's just that
We had one similar
like,
called Craig in our school, and we had one similar to him.
Jimmy Big Jimmy Big was in it like problems were the things we liked about him. But with Jimmy Small, his problems were the things we hated about him, because he would use it as a sort of like petty thing. Now, one thing he used to do, like after he kissed this Down syndrome girl, he used to spread rumours. You know, he hated being spoke about. So what he'd do is spread rumours about other people. And I remember I was dating this girl. Let's call her Sophie. Sophie and I were we really liked each other. And Sophie was quite popular with most of the boys. She was like one of the prettiest girls in the school, which is not saying much when you go to a school for kids with autism. But I remember I was dating this girl, and obviously everyone was happy or like really cool with it because everyone had already dated her, and she probably fucked all of them, you know. And I remember like Jimmy Small was the only guy really that hadn't been with her, and he was like really jealous, and he saw me dating her as the final straw because he thought of me as a friend, and I was his friend at the time, you know. But this is what broke our friendship. This is what made me say, you know what, fuck you, Jimmy Small, you're a cunt, you know, pretty much. Basically what it was, like, Jimmy Small, you know, like, he would spread this rumor around the school, and he started spreading this rumor when he found out I was dating her, that I had raped her. That I fucking raped her. Like, you know, he did this thing where he like said that shit. And I remember, sorry if people if you're triggered by this, you know, I didn't rape her, but and I'll tell you why this story is silly. Because it had only been a week since we had started dating. And I remember he was spreading this rumor. And he was like, because she came around my house one day with my friend, you know, so it wasn't like we were on our own, you know. Plus, I live with my mum, and my mum's always home, so there's no way I could have possibly done it. I don't know why I'm justifying it, I just felt like I had to. Anyway, so Jimmy Small had spread this rumor, and like everyone started talking about it. But it got to a point where everyone started believing it at one point, but then when they realised Jimmy Small had been the one that started it, everyone started hating against him. But the school teachers didn't feel the same way. So what the school teachers did is that they called the police, and the police come in, and they were like, oh, we got a whisper that you've apparently done this heinous crime, and we would like to do an interview on you about it. Now, I didn't know about the rumours because I had taken a few days off school from being sick, and I guess that made me look more suspicious. You know, anyway, so I'd come into school and I'm like, what's going on? And everyone was like, oh, we can't tell you what you've done until we get down to the station. And I was furious because I remember when I was younger, I was a really angry person, and I didn't want to, you know, I didn't like being bossed around, and I still don't like being bossed around by authority figures who can't explain themselves. So I was like, no, you're not going to take me down to the police station. You're going to tell me what I've done, and I'm going to explain to you quite obviously and clearly why I haven't done it. Right. Anyway, so it got to the point where I was getting angry, and they were threatening me more and more, and I just wouldn't have it. And eventually, one of the female officers that were there, the sensible one, had gone, all right, we'll tell you. Well, we heard a story that you had done this. And I was like, who spread the rumour? And they wouldn't tell me that either. And then that's when I made the guess. I was like, let me guess. It was Jimmy Small. And they had this sort of look on their face. And as soon as I said it, the teacher was standing there. And I remember the teacher just face palming going, no. Because they knew what Jimmy Small was like. They knew what he was like. And as soon as they heard that name, they were like, get Jimmy Smalls in here. So they went and got Jimmy Small. Jimmy Small comes in, and the teacher says, did you spread this rumour? And as soon as he saw the two police officers, he cracked. He was like, yeah, I did it. I didn't mean to. I was just so jealous. I just didn't want to be. And I remember just seeing Jimmy Small crack and cry like a little baby. And it was just like one of those moments where if he had not done that or said it or admitted it, I would have been in serious shit. and I always remember that Jimmy Small's downfall. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the toilet quick. I should have gone before the podcast, but I've been drinking.
I tell you the
water.
story about why he's gone.
Tell the story to the podcast while I go to the toilet.
I'll tell you a story that how I know the guy, right?
Yeah,
I know
tell
the
story to
guy.
podcast.
I know the guy from Carl. Carl gave me the friendship because I went on his friend list and I got this weird ad from him, and I thought to myself, okay then, I'm gonna add this friend because he's like a genuine guy. So when I started playing games with him and started talking to him, he's a really weird guy, and he's not a very nice guy to have around, because basically I felt really upset because basically he seemed a bit like upsetting me because before I started talking with him, his mum would come into the party and go, hello, yes, my son's going to come on the mic now and talk to you now. And I was a bit like, oh, okay then, he's going to come in and speak to me after you then. And said, I'm just going to watch you play the game, so I've got to watch you play while you play on Xbox with him, yeah? I thought, okay, I really don't want, like you to watch, because I get a little bit, like, not embarrassed, but a bit like, well, I'm meant to be playing with this person. I don't want like a mum or dad sitting there watching, because it's meant to be just us two playing a game. And we started playing a couple of games, and I asked him a few questions. I said I wasn't being nasty. I wasn't spreading rumours, because I don't spread rumours, yeah, because spreading rumours is a nasty thing to do, right? And I asked him a few questions like, oh, you go to school with Carl, didn't you? And he goes, oh, yeah, I did. And I was like, oh, okay then. I heard that you played Call of Duty at school and that. And he goes, how did you know that? No, why's Carl telling you that, man? You shouldn't pretend you these things, You shouldn't pretend you these things, Mum. And then he went to his mum, and his mum told me off. We started having an argument because his mum came in the mic and weirdly and said, oh, do you know that Carl, you should listen to that Carl, yeah? I told him once before when I pulled up at the school gates, and I told him not to bully my son and that, and I was a bit like, why is this? And she goes, oh, don't listen to that Carl, yeah, it's just a bully, because my son got bullied for it because of him, and then he had to have a couple of days off school because he had a mental breakdown or something, she said, yeah, and I was like, okay then, and can you do me a favour? I was like, yeah, what favour's that, yeah? Do you brush your teeth? I went, yeah, I brush my teeth 3 times a day, and I get my teeth whitened like twice a year. And she was like, oh, can you motivate my son, yeah? Because he won't brush his teeth at all. And I was like, okay, sure, like really weirded out, really weirded out. And he came back to the party, right? And because I told the party about this, the Down syndrome problem, everyone's singing the Down syndrome kids song from Family Guy at him, going, I can't remember the song how it goes, but he started getting really mad at me, and then he started going, I didn't, and then I was like, well, a day before that, yeah, he had told me that he had, kissed her, and how did I know about this, and his mum came on and goes, oh, so you're one of, you're a bully like Carl, then are you? You're a bully, don't talk my son over again, yeah? And then she purposely said that she couldn't come round like Carl's house because me and him talk about him behind his back, and we bully him and all that. What I'm getting at is,
yeah, funny thing about that was, let me just explain this quick before you carry on. Was they were saying that I was like revealing personal information.
yes.
Like I was revealing online, I was doxing them pretty much, like I was revealing their online information, which is bullshit. Because I was telling a story that happened to me to a bunch of friends. I didn't know they knew him. I didn't know that he was like, they were going to talk to him. Like, you have to, guys, when I talk about this Jimmy Small guy, you have to remember, Jimmy Small was a good friend of mine. I was his best friend pretty much in his eyes, because I was his only friend. Like, I was the only one that was tolerant enough to Jimmy Smalls.
There was a similar
And
guy
yet,
that I spoke to. There's a similar guy that I spoke to with Anthony's friend, right? A bit like him, right? The thing was, right? He thought that this kid added me from Anthony's friend, right? And Anthony has a similar thing to yours, right? He added me, right? And he thought that we were best friends because we were like, oh, you're my friend, aren't you? You're my friend on Xbox. Oh, I really like you. 'Cause Anthony told me really good things about you. I was like, oh, cheers, Anthony. He goes, yeah, I did, yeah. And then this kid randomly, right, would come. I can't remember his gamer tag yet, but I won't reveal it anyway. And he came onto the party randomly. Goes, you're a dickhead. You're a cunt, man. I was like, why call me that? And he goes, oh, it's funny, innit? And I was like, why? Why are you going to just randomly just call me names and all that randomly? And then Anthony comes on a party and he goes, and he goes, oh, it's always like that. I said, well, it's not nice, is it? Coming to a party randomly, then saying, oh, you're a dick. Oh, you know. And I'm sick of these people getting away with this sort of thing. I know you've got problems, yeah, but don't justify it and go, you know, you're picking on me. Well, you're. That's what I'm getting at.
yeah, I'm gonna go into I get where you come from. I'm gonna go into a bit of a rant here. Because this reminded me of some YouTube drama that went down. I'm not going to talk about the drama because I don't care about it. And it's going to be gone in a week anyway. No one gives a shit. But yeah, it was like, there was this guy who was autistic and he was getting bullied by this YouTuber. And it got me thinking, like, everyone was having a go at this guy saying, oh, don't talk about him on YouTube. He's got problems. But I'm one of those people that believe no one's immune to criticism. No one's immune to ridicule, you know. No one is immune, no matter who you are. But the things that define us and the differences is our sensibilities, our moral code, our moral compass that says, hey, this guy has problems. Maybe like we should not do this. And that's the thing that some people don't get. You know, they get this sort of attitude and ego about them where they think, I can insult this guy. I can be mean to this guy. You know, and then they get this attitude where they're like, no, you can't be mean, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And the problem with that attitude is that you need a healthy balance. Like, it's not like the YouTube guy where everything is acceptable to take the piss out of, or it can't be the whole Angel's way where it's like the Mary Sue that is like, oh, you can't say anything bad at all because you'll break them. They need a healthy balance because that's human nature. That's how we change and define ourselves. When we get bullied and when we get our praise, these are the two things that sort of make us who we are. You know, our criticisms help us change. Our praises help us improve. And if you take one of those two things away from someone, you're going to get a really broken individual. Like, this is why when we get these people that have, say, issues, like people who are in a wheelchair, or people who, like have mental disorder and stuff like that, if we treat them one of the two ways, just primarily, then it does them no good. Because if we treat them too nice, they'll get too cuddled. They'll never be able to handle any criticism of their disability. But if we treat them too mean, like, too bold and brutalish, then they'll be scared, sad, and fail. So we need that healthy balance, you know. And I feel like some people don't understand that.
What's right and wrong about it? I get what you mean. Is it kind of like?
So we always need that healthy balance when it comes to criticizing anyone. Like, as I said, you can't be too nice and you can't be too mean, but you need the mix because it's, as I said, it's our criticisms that define us and praises that help us improve. You know, so
and they don't improve them as well. They just go along with what they do.
Yeah, that's if you're too nice though. If you're like saying, "Oh, you did good, man," it's like they can't do no wrong. I mean, you have to, guys. I feel like I have a right to talk about people with autism because I was surrounded by people with autism in the school.
I have autism too, so I understand where you're coming from here.
Jamie has autism, you know, and. Like, the thing is I wouldn't treat Jamie any differently. Like, Jamie has autism, but I would never be downright that mean about it.
Because I don't have it that bad.
Nor would I be overpraising him like he couldn't do any wrong. Because Jamie has done wrong, and I've moaned at him about it, you know. And I've done wrong, and he's moaned at me about it. But the thing is like when I was at this school, guys, you have to remember, like these teachers, these were trained professionals. Oh hey, man, how's it going, man? I'm just telling a few stories. Welcome to the podcast. But yeah, I was like telling this story, like this kid, man, like these kids, they needed their criticisms as well. They needed to be criticized because if they weren't criticized, then they would get too egotistical about themselves. Like, I've seen kids do the heinous shit because they knew they could get away with it. You know? Like, there was this one kid, like, who would just, like, he used to do this thing every day. He'd walk in, he'd kick his chair, throw his bag on the table, like, full boom, like that.
Yeah.
I used to say, what the fuck are you doing? I used to say to him. And I remember as soon as I said, what the fuck are you doing? I got grabbed by one of the teachers, dragged out the room, and they were like, you can't be rude to him. You can't do that. He's got problems, he's got his issues, he needs to improve. And there's some people who don't get it, fair enough, yeah. But I was saying to this teacher, and I swear to his fucking face, I said, look, if you cuddle him and you tell him that this is okay, he's never going to change. He's never going to stop. He's going to keep doing it. So you need to teach him that this is wrong instead of letting him do it because you're scared to criticize someone who has a learning disability. You know, because people need tough love sometimes, you know, whether it be someone you're dating, your parents, your children, your husband, your wife, whatever it is, your dog, your cat, your hamster, your gerbil, your fucking pet rock. You know, sometimes they need to be criticized. You know, you need to be bold and honest and brutal about it. Because if you don't, then they get too big for their britches, they get too cuddled, and they in this big scary world out there that is just going to destroy them. And they already have a disadvantage with being autistic or disabled in some sort of way. You know, so we need to build these people strong. And you have to, guys, as I said, I've been around kids with autism. You know, I've dated people with autism. You know, I've been in that world, and I want to stay in that world because I want to help kids, you know, and I want to help people in general. And this is something I care about. So we need sort of that healthy balance. If you don't get that balance, as I said, it's dangerous. The only difference is when it comes to a person with autism, we need to be very careful because we walk a fine line, a tightrope. You know, this isn't like a human, a person who's perfectly fine in like mentally. You know, this isn't like someone who can understand things at a different level. You know, this is a very dangerous thing we need to do, and this is something I'm serious about. But yeah. We only really got to 2 stories. I think I told 2 awkward stories. You told 2 awkward stories. I was hoping we'd get 5, but I think we've got run up to about an hour now.
Oh
So,
yeah. Well, the thing is, this is our
we'll go a little bit longer.
This is our kind of thing that we like to talk about things, because we're not just talking about it because of our experience. We hope you guys who watch our videos don't go through what we've been through, because it's
What I
horrible.
tend for this podcast, what I tend for this podcast, sorry to cut you off again, Jamie, is that
Oh, that's cool,
this
man.
is
You have your
fun.
views, man.
It's fun, we have a joke, we have a laugh, but you come off thinking, you know what, I think I might have just learned a lesson, but you don't know you've learned it, and that's the best way to learn, because it's just, if you don't know you've learned something, that means it just implanted itself into your nature already. It feels natural. Because the things that I'm talking about aren't about, you know, aren't like lessons, you know. These are things are human nature that I'm talking about, you know. And so if I can just remind your psyche without you knowing that, hey, look, you know what, this is human nature, then that's the best way to learn. Because you don't need to relearn it because you already know it. So I
Yeah.
hope we can do that with this podcast, you know. I mean, I have some big things for this podcast, you know. I want to
And we've got
improve our
22
equipment.
views on our second podcast video, by the way. 22.
22 views already. It was only
Uh,
17 so a little while ago. That's amazing, guys. Thank you so much for watching this, because we really want to take this all the way. We really want to get big. We want to get, you know, good mic qualities. You know, we want to build a fan base. We want you guys to get involved in this, for watching this. You know, we want to be able to bring on people onto the podcast as well. You know, we don't want to just always keep it us two. This is primarily our show, but we will bring on people from time to time. You know, to just tell them their stories and, you know, have fun. I mean, like, maybe at one point I could have a really special guest on, but I'm not sure yet. You know, she's quite popular. I won't say her name because I don't want to like give hopes up, but yeah, it's like, I really want to basically like take this really well, and I hope you guys enjoy this because we really want to make this a thing. You know.
Yes. Basically, what I was getting at was, well, I like listening to podcasts like once a week, you know, because basically what I do is on the way home, or on a train and that, when I go and see my mates, you know, in Leicester, you know, to meet my mate Graham, and I'm not gonna say what I do there, but people know what I do there, and I listened to a podcast and I thought, me and Carl would be really good at doing a podcast because we've been through similar things in our lives, you know. We got put through in the wrong school, I got put through the wrong college courses, and we understand where we get each other because he's been through what I've been through. Basically, people who are, you know, got problems, but no, the teachers treat us because we're doing the wrong, but we haven't. We're just trying to make better them, not for our sake, but for to think, well, you're a bit weird to do this sort of thing. But anyway, yes, we want to do this podcast because basically, we want to entertain you guys. We want to talk about what our problems are, and also help you guys as well to learn, you know, that don't go through what we've been through, because it's a horrible thing to go through what we've been through. It upsets you, and when you get home, you just don't want to do anything. You just want to sit there and go, why are these people getting away with this? And your brain gets rattled in your head because you think, why? You know,
I guess we just want to help people, you know, we want to make people laugh, but also teach people. Not that we have this ego about us, like, only we can teach you what you want to know, need to know, sorry. But because we feel like we have something to share, and if you learn something from that, we hope you do, and hope you enjoy this. I know we're only getting this sort of sentimental because we're getting near the end of the podcast. We usually go about an hour, 10 minutes. So,
yes, I've got 10 minutes to go before I go. But what I'm going to say before I go is that if any of you want us to comment on any of my videos and what game you want us to podcast on, obviously I want us to do some podcasts on the new Dark Souls, us him doing something together on that game. I want us to do a rant on different games and stuff. Please comment on what games you want to see this podcast on, or want to keep doing it on this game. It's up to you guys.
Guys, do remember though, we stream this live on Twitch, but this isn't about gameplay. This is just mainly something to listen to. So if you're coming in here to like watch us play a game, we'll play games from time to time because we do that sometimes. But this is mainly we talk. We just talk. This is to be.
Yes, I'll be uploading my gameplays on my games.
Don't expect us to play games. If you want us to play games, we can, but we're not going to do let's plays. We'll probably just upload them, stream the streams from back onto the channel as well, because I don't like doing let's plays. I think let's plays are too droll for us to make. I love to watch them, but I don't like to make them. So if you want to see us play a game, we will. Hopefully we'll be streaming on Elder Scrolls Online, so we'll be doing a podcast on there.
Yes,
and you don't have to see us sit here on Bloodborne. But yeah, guys, like, thanks again for the, what was it, 20 views or something like that?
Thank you for watching us, guys. I've actually got 4 people on my channel. Thanks for watching me, 4 guys watching me on my channel. This is what we're gonna do is guys just joined my chat today on this live stream, and we're gonna do a podcast which is like once a week where me and Carl will talk about our past experiences, what we've been through, and also we'll talk about what's going on.
We're also willing to give our 2 cents on any topics you want. So whether it be political or, you know, just YouTube things or whatever you want us to talk about. But
and our views on
Yeah.
it as well. I've got a lot of views that we want to talk
You,
about, but we'll have that on another
yeah.
podcast. Obviously, I've got
Send
to
me your
go.
questions as well. If you want questions answered, I don't know, like whatever you want answered, like how do I get my girlfriend wet or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to watch, if you've come in late or you've come in, halfway, we upload these to YouTube at C&J podcast / Jamie JK Gaming. You can go there. It's got a long title, but if you type in C ampersand J
I will
podcast
put it in
and
my
type
I will
in
put it in my
or type in episode 2 or something like that, it should come up. We're a fairly new channel, so we might not be very high on YouTube search rates. So you may have to go for a bit of searching, but I'll tell you what, we'll leave the stream on a little bit longer, and I'll send a link to the channel.
Yep, now I'll send the link
Jamie's
to my one as
podcast.
well. Doing it now. This is you wanted to know this one. True Action ZZ. This is for you guys. This is for you, mate. On screen right now, mate. I'm posting this up on you right now, and this is the name of my new YouTube name, which is my new YouTube name, which is this. The reason why I have / is because I upload my gameplays, obviously, and
He does do streams without me, guys.
I
Bear
do
in
streams
mind.
without you guys, but it's all because I'm getting Content Break tomorrow, and I will be uploading my Content Break gameplay tomorrow. And then I would like you guys to help me choosing which path to go to, because I've heard there are about 10 to 15 different endings for that game, which is weird. I don't know why they made so many endings for that game. I
There you
don't know
go.
why.
Jamie, I've just posted another link into your channel. I've just posted the actual YouTube link so people can click on that.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, and obviously
I'll take
that
them
would help
straight to
me.
the channel so they can either subscribe or watch videos there.
Yes, thank you very much, man. I can't do it on my phone, things like that on my phone, because you've got a better phone than me, and you've got what
I've
kind
got a
of
website.
Windows phone. That's it. Yes, on Windows phones you can do so much better things that you can on the Android version of apps. Because I want to get a Windows phone, because on my version of this on my phone, I can't do things like that on my version of Twitch on my phone or whatever. I can't do that. So I'm glad you did that for me, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, dude.
I don't know if it's like linkable, but if they copy and paste it into their Windows address book, that'll be fine. But anyway, we're 1 hour and 11 minutes in. I think it's time to end this, because obviously we don't want to make videos too long, because everyone won't want to watch them. But I think an hour will do.
Yes, and I'm going to say
Let's say our
goodbye.
goodbyes now, because let's say goodbye. Alright, I'm going to end the stream now on my one. So thank you guys for watching.
I'm just going to say a few things before I go, just a little bit before I go, is thank you for watching, like and subscribe if you like this, and there'll be more like this next time. So thank you very much, goodbye, and I'll see you later, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Peace out.
Thank you very much for the love. Thank you. See you guys later.
Bye bye.